Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Doug, this is One Man's Life, and we are in the kitchen. Today is really cold. This entire week has been pretty cold. It's like minus 40 Celsius out here, and yeah, working outside is not very pleasant, so I'm going to be at home here for the rest of this week, but I'm going to do a video today on bannock or Frybread. Now, there's a couple of there's a million videos out there on Frybread, how to make it, whatever. But none of those videos have me in it, so here we go. What I'm going to do is, I have to run to the store to grab a couple of items. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this dough together. There's only 3 ingredients, so it's not much. I'll put it in the link below the description. And what I'm going to do is put the dough together, and then I'm going to let it rest while I run to the store and come back, and then we'll begin. But also I'm going to be making Indian tacos, which is hamburger and basically taco items. So tomato, lettuce, cheese. I have 3 of those items. I do not have a tomato, so I'll have to go get that. And I also want to get a different kind of cheese for another video, so we'll be doing that. Also, what I want to do is make, I have this deer sausage here, which is still frozen. So we're going to let that thaw. I'm going to put the dough together. We'll let the dough rest. We'll let that thaw. I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to run to the store. I'm going to come back with the items, and then by then we should be ready to go here. Alright, so here we go. I've mixed all the dry ingredients in the bowl. It's 2 cups of flour. We keep our flour in the freezer to keep it fresh. It's Robinhood flour, which is, in my opinion, the best to use, so we're taking the gamble out of that. And what else I put in there was 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar. You don't have to put that in there, but it sweetens it up a little bit. And then I also put in some salt, which is 2 teaspoons. Just makes it a bit salty, gives it a better flavor. So what I did is I mixed all the dry ingredients nicely, so it's not gonna taste weird in some parts of it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix. I cheated a little bit. It calls for 1 cup of water, and I did half and half cream. Not half and half cream, I did half water and half cream. So I'm going to mix that in slowly. And we're going to stir that around. While I'm stirring that around, I'm going to tell you a little story. That the reason why, or how I came up with doing this video, is first of all, I had a craving for fry bread. So I figured, well, I'll try to see if I can replicate my mom's recipe. And my mother is no longer with us, so I can't just call her up and ask her what her recipe was. Plus, she never actually had a recipe. She would just go by eye and memory. Obviously, she had made it often enough that she wouldn't need to follow a recipe anymore. She'd go by eye and texture and whatever. So I'm gonna try to copy her. I mean, I did look it up a little bit, but from what I saw, it was very much the same. Now I'm gonna eventually have to take this out of here and knead it, but it is kind of looking the way it's supposed to. That's good. So I'm going to probably put a little more flour on the board here and knead it properly. First of all, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a little bit of flour, put it on the board, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this oil, put a little bit on my hand. A little bit of oil, I said. And then I'm going to get right in here. I'm going to get this all off of here, and I'm going to knead this as much as I can so everything is stuck to one ball from the bowl. And then I'm going to transfer it onto there and knead the crap out of it. But yeah, I wanted to tell you a story. My mom, who is from the reserve, it's L'Atelier, it's like South Manitoba, close to the border type of thing, but they used to have a powwow there every year, annual powwow for many years, and she would, they would sell a lot of items there like jewelry and powwow regalia, so you could come there. You could participate in the powwow if you were a status Indian, and it was competition style, so you could join whatever technique of dancing you wanted to. But you could also come as a spectator, and when you're going to an event like that, it's not just, you know, you're there for a while, and sometimes you're probably there for over the lunch hour. So what my mom figured out, other people probably done this too, but she was gonna not sell like hot dogs, but she would make bannock, and like buy the big bowlfuls, and she would make dozens and dozens of bannock, fried bannock, Frybread, I guess you can call it as well. But and then she would go buy a bunch of burgers, and she would make bannock burgers and sell them by the dozens to the spectators and the dancers at these powwows. And I remember going there and taste testing these, well, eating them really, and they were so delicious. And I had like I said, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I had a craving for that taste again. So the only thing I'm not gonna do is actually make a burger. What I'm gonna do though is I have that's deer sausage, so I'm gonna make a couple of smaller ones for a bun for a sausage burger, and then I'll make a little bit bigger of one for the Indian tacos, and should be pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this rest a little bit. All right, so I made it back. The dough is resting, and as I got there, I'm heating up the oil, and I'm going to fry up the sausage, and then I'm going to cut up the veggies, and the oil should be hot by then. I'm going to fry up some of that dough, and we're going to do the taste test. But before we get there, I just wanted to share a couple things with you. So I went to the local store here in our small city, and I ran into my sister-in-law. So whatever, we chatted for a little while, and at first she didn't recognize me because I had my mask on. So she was like looking at me, who the? So she finally recognized me and whatever. We chatted for a little while, but that little store she works at is really cool. It's called Maine Bread and Butter. Now, they make this soup. Like, this is frozen, but it's a chicken noodle soup that they make there with the homemade noodles made there, and it is just, it's unbelievable. I love it. It reminds me of my adopted mom. She used to make this all the time. So being on a remembering mom kind of video, I had to pick this up, had to come home with me. So I'll eat that on another time, but that is one of them. And this Bothwell cheese. Now that is made locally. Some of you may even know what this is, but for others that are not from around here, this cheese is absolutely amazing. It has been around for most of my life. That company is a little town not far from here, and they have expanded so much where they've, obviously their cheese is wonderful, and they are, I believe, now across Canada. I don't know if they ship into the States or not, but that cheese is incredible. So whatever. Yeah, I grabbed a honey from, not from the store, but from the freezer downstairs. But when I got home, there was an Amazon package. So I'm gonna open it up, and if it is what I think it is, it'd be pretty cool. Let's see what they got. Oh, this is a little bag and a big box for a little box. I'll toss that out. And it is what I thought it was going to be. Awesome. This, my friends, is one of my orders that Sharon and I made. It's a little camera stand. A little camera stand with a little remote, much like this one, but this one's a bit taller. And it has another stand on. And you can bring this anywhere and do anything with it. Pretty cool. I wanted one of these. I would like to have a bigger one, but this one was cheap enough, so I decided I'd order it. But you can wrap this around, like if you're outside, you can wrap it around a tree branch or a chair or whatever. But that is pretty cool. Right on. We'll leave that there. We'll use that on another video. Right now I'm going to cut up this deer, get it in the frying pan. Alright, so I have the bun here now for the sausage burger. And we're going to cut into this. It looks a little crispy on the outside. Sure smells good. But yeah, she is done on the inside. Done on the inside. That's what we want. So what I'm going to do, add some condiments. I'm going to have a bite of this, and the Indian taco isn't quite ready, but use some ketchup, mustard. I actually probably don't need more cheese than that, but we're going to try this out. That cheese could be melted a little bit, but yeah, that is pretty good. I'm going to cut this thing in half here. You can just have a look. Nothing totally spectacular, but I think it's going to be pretty yummy. Let's try this thing out. Oh yeah. Wow. You can add more things onto that burger, but that bun, that is pretty good. It could be a little bit lighter. It's a little bit heavy, but the taste is there. The taste is really, really good. The Indian taco, the bread is still frying. It'll be almost done. But this is very close to a home run. For the first time I'm making this, I'm pretty happy with it. I would have to make it a few more times to get it up to 110%, but yeah, I'd feed that to my friend for sure. Absolutely. Deer sausage burger. Very good. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna get this bread out of the pot here, and then we're gonna try out that Indian taco. Here we are. The bread is cooked. It is a little bit crispy on the outside. The center is pretty good, but we're gonna try this out. So I got lettuce here. This is romaine lettuce. I didn't have any iceberg lettuce, so that'll have to do. I'll put a little bit more in there. So I only made enough bread for one taco, so whatever. This is the deer meat with taco seasoning. We'll put some of that on there. Be pretty good. I forgot to cut up the tomato, so we're just going to cut up a couple of slices. We'll do a couple of slices. Take the tag off. Doesn't want to come off. Just gonna do a couple of thin slices. There we go. Should be good. Place those on there. I'm gonna do some cheese. Lots of cheese. I got sour cream here. Stir that around a little bit. I got some homemade salsa. Charlene and her sister made. Pretty dang good. So here we go. The Indian taco, made by one man, on one man's life. The taste of the bread is very, very good. The outsides, like I said, are a little bit crunchy. The inside is nice and soft. The flavor of it is really good. I would have to work on the technique of frying it a little bit better. But all in all, I would say 8.5 out of 10, because the bread needs to be cooked a little more presentable. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's a lot of bread, so it could be less bread and more ingredients, but I'm gonna have another bite, try to get it into some of that tomato. That's really good. That is really, 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 really good. That second bite was way better. That's worth it. Okay, everybody. That concludes the video. I think it turned out quite well. I was pretty happy with it. It was very tasty. If you have not tried Frybread ever, I would suggest going to try it. It's really, really good. The way I made it with the taco ingredients, that definitely complemented the bread. And yeah, there was a lot of great flavors in there. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up my mess. And I'm gonna go relax, and I will catch you guys on another video. Thought I was gone, didn't you? I'm really gonna go this time. Talk to y'all later.